For those of you who don't know me, I'm Albert. I've been working on this. It's a tiling window manager that I've been trying to make like a cross-platform one, with the goal of making it accessible for as many people as possible. So why would I make it? So other tiling window managers, I'm sure a lot of you have used like on Linux something like Awesome or DWM, there's a really steep learning curve, as I'm sure you've noticed, in terms of just like getting the keyboard shortcuts down. I mean, like, I know that as soon as you have that down, like, it's pretty fast, but like, it could be easier. So mine, I want it to be easy to use. It's like, so the goal is to make it graphical, so like you can use the mouse to drag the window borders to make them what you want them to be. And so I also wanted to make it cross-platform, so that you have the same experience on every platform. So right now I have it working on Windows and Linux. So in current features, I don't quite have the tiling working just yet. I was working on that earlier, and yeah, so it's halfway there. So like what I have right now is more of a proof of concept, but you can place your windows on a predefined grid. It handles multiple monitors and runs on Windows and Linux, as I mentioned earlier. So eventually, I want to add full tiling support and Mac support. So it's written in C++ using Qt and the Windows API and XLib for support for whatever OS. So it kind of just got forced into C++ because it's just it's interfacing with a lot of native stuff, so it just seemed like the best choice. And then Qt so that I could port it between operating systems. So yeah, the implementation. The GUI is entirely pure Qt. There's nothing platform specific about it. At the moment, it's 3 classes. Grid window, which is like the window that pops up when you pull up I'll show you all of it later, but in greater detail. But there's a grid window, which has the window that pops up to position your window. There's a grid widget, which is how you position your window, and the settings thing that lets you change the settings, like how many size the grid and such. And then the window management, at the moment, is entirely handled by a native window class, which is the platform-specific abstraction layer for application windows. So, yes. So if you want to have WindowGroomer work on your platform, all you need to do is implement this. Implement this class for your platform. So, yeah. And we're obviously still limited by the platforms that Qt supports, but this common interface makes it easy to port. So on Windows, I use the Windows API is fairly complete. It has all the functionality that I need to implement what I wanted to do. So get foreground window, get grabs the current foreground window, and gives you the ID of it. Get window text gets you the title of the window. Set window pause will let you move the window, and then adding a Windows hook, that's one of the more important things. So when you resize a window, with the hook in place, Windows will tell you when the window was moved so that you can readjust all of the other windows afterwards, so that the click and drag resizing for all of the windows works. So one of the things I noticed about this, Microsoft loves their macros. So this is one of the functions for the Windows implementation of it. So for some reason, they decided to, instead of using like a char sort or a string, there's this thing called an LPPSTR, which is what they call a string for some reason. So I think at this point, all I really have is the demo. So let me just wait for my VM to spin up. And as soon as I can get it on the right monitor. Sorry. Really? That's really disappointing. No, the issue is that the title bar is up here on the monitor, is like above the monitor, so I can't drag it over. There we go. So I don't think I have it running at the moment. So where's the mouse? So let me just pull it up. So now it's running in the background. So I'm just going to open a few windows so that we can test it out. So if I press the keyboard shortcut, it pops up this nice little window. You can drag out an area, and it can be like whatever size you want. Also, you can adjust the area in the preferences. So you can have it like, say, 3x3 instead of 4x3. And yeah, it just kind of works well. It has to be focused, then it works. But yeah. I think that's pretty much all I have in the moment, at the moment. And so eventually, I want to implement the rest of the features that I mentioned. So, questions? Yes.
You said you wanted us to work on all 3 platforms. Like,
Yes.
Have you looked at any of the other ones yet?
So I have Linux working. Mac, I was also looking into getting that one working. However, since Mac, everything is implemented using like Objective-C, so I would have to make another layer of abstraction to be able to make the OS calls in Objective-C. There used to be a thing in Mac before called Carbon, but Apple has discontinued that. So.
Well, they have the same features. It's just available via accessibility now. So we'll look at the accessibility stuff and
Yeah.
anything changed in Mavericks too. So you're gonna have to basically reinforce.
Okay. I'll just see what I have to do for that. Anyone else?
And so,
I'm not sure what the
Is
I just really wanted a tiling window manager on Windows because they don't seem to really exist.
have you looked into BB Lean?
Sorry?
There's a program called BB Lean that exists. It's sort of like a tiling window manager for Windows, but my other question was, most tiling window managers also let you like move around to different workspaces. So are you doing anything like that?
That's one of the other planned features.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Anyone else? Okay. So, yes, the standard thanks to Goldschmidt, Morphy, Shadows Altman, and RCOS for our order.